it makes me wonder if it's that initial bush right there that the mountain lion is. I mean, it seems to be awfully close to the animal that could run at any given moment, really. But, they're the professionals.
Yeah, to the right of the screen there is going to be just beyond, there's this kind of wooded building that's blocking our view of where that lion is, or at last, our last known location for him. But those bushes right there, it is awfully close. So they're kind of creeping up as we've been watching them. They get closer and then they kind of retreat. So not sure exactly why they're doing that. I can't see what's happening beyond this street corner here.
All right, so we're nearing the 4 o'clock hour. We hopped on with this about 3:05. So it's almost been an hour and we hopped on with the understanding that they were getting close to tranquilizing the mountain lion. Obviously, that hasn't happened yet. But there is also...
Yeah, no, they moved us back, an hour ago, Gino, I think. Maybe an hour ago, they were getting ready to tranquilize it. So they were kind of getting in place, and they set up the fire apparatus here and the ambulance. That was not in place when we first got here at maybe 1 o'clock. So they were getting in place an hour ago, but that just goes to show you, they're really taking their time with assessing the situation. Again, like you mentioned, making sure that this is a healthy mountain lion. Initially, that was their belief, that this was a healthy cat. But, they want to make sure that they're doing their due diligence as well. And also keeping in mind, they want to keep all the people in this neighborhood safe. Again, they've all been advised to stay indoors, but we've seen some people coming outside, getting a closer look, wanting to photograph and videotape what's happening right here, which I guess is understandable.
Yeah,
people
that
are
would
curious,
be me.
But really, yeah, it'd be me too.
Well, it's sort of in our blood.
From a distance.
Yeah, it's sort of in our nature as reporters in the business. We are very nosy. We are very curious.
Oh, very.
Yeah, so I want to see what's going on. And I understand those people's perspective, especially if the animal's not running wild and it's now just sort of taking a nap. Maybe it's a cat nap, sort of a Friday afternoon. Let me ask you...
It's a good time for a cat nap there in the shade.
Right. Let me ask you this, Nick. Have you actually been able to talk to some of the neighbors in this area?
I have talked to some of the neighbors. A lot of them were skittish about going on camera, but I did talk to them. And, this is obviously something that they're all kind of talking about in their neighborhood group chats, and then they're getting together and trying to see it and get closer and chat about it. It's pretty unusual. They're used to coyotes being in this neighborhood and being in their yards, not so much a mountain lion. Obviously, they know that they're kind of close to the possibility of having a mountain lion nearby, but people I've talked to who've lived here for decades have never experienced this in this particular neighborhood here. Okay.
All right. Well, yeah. So this is obviously a brand new experience for them. Did one of those officers, while we were talking, did they go even closer to the... Let's see. I feel like there was...
I'm trying to look. Let me see. Did you see them move closer? No, it doesn't look like they got any closer. Maybe just to the right, out of our vantage point. They're kind of keeping their distance still, as we said.
Well, I guess this is sort of a typical day in Los Angeles news. 2 o'clock, we were on the air with a almost 2-hour-long
pursuit,
carjacking suspect pursuit that went from Fontana to Linwood. Spike strips, pit maneuvers, the whole thing involved. Finally, canine crew was on scene as well. It was a canine officer that took down, or a canine that took down the suspect in the end. Now we have a pursuit of a mountain lion, if you will, but fortunately there isn't a lot of pursuing in that no one's on the run. But we're sort of in that...
Thankfully.
It's a standoff. It's a standoff with the animal control and the mountain lion in Pasadena.
Certainly is. Just on a note on that, for people who might be curious, as I was heading over here on the 10, I caught the tail end of that pursuit. There were a few CHP cruisers speeding beside me, so I knew that pursuit was happening. And then I got here, and like you said, we're now kind of essentially in a standoff with this mountain lion. Thankfully, our Skyfox caught it moving a little bit, moving its head a little bit earlier today when we first learned about this, but it hasn't moved, it hasn't gotten up in the time that we've been here.
Okay, we're gonna show. There it is. There's the picture. Oh,
yeah.
It's such a pretty cat.
Very pretty.
It's lying up against the
Very
wall
large.
here of Euclid Place. I believe that's the same building there, right there at the corner of Euclid
Yes.
and Del Mar. Okay, so the sweet baby. Honey, you need to
Doesn't
go
look
home.
hungry, so that's a good thing, maybe.
What? I missed it.
It doesn't look hungry to me.
That's right. Maybe it already, made its way through a nearby trash can or something and got some
Sure.
leftovers.
Yeah, because we don't know exactly when the mountain lion made its way here. It may have happened last night. That part is unclear. I would imagine maybe some kind of ring cameras or security footage caught it, and people just don't know to look for it yet. But yeah, it was making its way through major intersections, very busy ones here in Pasadena. It's hard to believe it wasn't seen until that passerby saw it in the bushes earlier today.
Yeah, we don't know the path that it went, and fortunately, no one was hurt in its path.
Right.
I think, I'm not sure. I've been on this for a while. Oh, I'm not. Pardon me. I'm hearing other voices. We talked about what draws.
We're all here together, as you know, Marla.
Yeah.
The news crews, we have to be pretty much shoulder to shoulder. So you're probably hearing one of our colleagues from another station.
Oh, I hear that, but that's not. I heard something differently. But nonetheless, here we
voices.
are. A different. I love it. The media onslaught for the mountain lion. So we're seeing now, Skyfox has moved just a little bit, and we're seeing one of those animal control officers, I'll call him, with the tranquilizer dart, walk down this is Euclid. Or no, that may be Del Mar that I'm seeing. In any case, sort of repositioning, so I'm curious why the repositioning of these officers.
I'm thinking it's Euclid. I don't have eyes. I can't see what Skyfox is seeing, but I don't see anybody on Del Mar. We're on Del Mar, so I'm thinking it may be Euclid where they're repositioning.
Makes sense. So we have that picture. Can we throw up the picture of the mountain lion one more time so people can see what we're all fixated on? There it is. So the mountain lion has made a home tucked up against Euclid Place. This is a apartment complex there in Pasadena. People in the neighborhood that Nick has spoken to have said, this is very unusual. We've never had this before, although there have been some sightings in other parts of Pasadena and situations with mountain lions just last month. So an unusual thing for this neighborhood in Pasadena, and it's been hours. And we've got, Nick, you've seen the police, you've seen fire, and Pasadena Humane. Any other agencies down there?
Yeah, and again, we know that Fish and Wildlife is here with all the crew that they come. We've seen, they have a cage ready or to transport this cat once they do get it tranquilized. But yeah, it's been Pasadena Police, Pasadena Fire, Pasadena Humane. The city is here. We've been speaking with the city spokeswoman. She's been keeping us in the loop on all of this. And then, of course, Fish and Wildlife, which it does take a while to get them here. One crew member got here, and then it was probably another 45 minutes before their colleague arrived, and they have to wait for someone else to come. They don't want to approach the situation alone. So that's why it's been quite lengthy.
Yeah, it is quite the mutual aid response. I'm getting some
right,
direction.
No, definitely. As we've seen, we just saw recently in Santa Monica. Let's see, I think, they're redirecting some neighbors down the way here. Yeah, I think this gentleman that just walked away to the left was in one of these homes. So he was probably trying to get closer, and that firefighter came and let him know it's not safe.
Yeah, and that's a good reminder that there is a shelter in place in this neighborhood in Pasadena.
Right, yes, there is. They want people to avoid the area if they can. Obviously, if your drive takes you along Del Mar Boulevard here between near Euclid and we're near Los Robles as well, be mindful of that. We know that this is a busy boulevard here. Typically.
Yeah.
It's strange to see it so empty on a Friday afternoon.
Road closures in place because of the mountain lion.